Mississippi Republican calls for execution of transgender people by firing squad. Ugh. Squirrel? Okay. Very good. Well, I will continue to call you Squirrel then. Thank you so much for letting me know. But yes, this came up in the news last week, I believe. And came across my feed and... yeah. So let's talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about it a little bit, okay? I want to talk about this a little bit. During his gubernatorial campaign, Foster refused to allow female journalists to ride on his campaign bus as male journalists did. Is the little byline there. Interesting, interesting. Isn't it curious? Isn't it curious how this always happens with these people? They have like really rigid ideas of gender roles and the application of those. Isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting? At this rate, I want to leave the country. Yeah, you know what? I don't blame you. I do not blame you. Canada is looking really appealing right now. I have friends in Canada, so it wouldn't be so bad, honestly. All right, let's get started. I will zoom this a little bit so you all can read along if you so wish. We've got the, I like the Pride ad over here on the side. I really appreciate the Pride ad on this article. That's really great. I love that. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but kudos to whoever the editor of this page is. All right. Yeah, this isn't a great advertisement to get me to move back to the US. Yeah, I know, right? Like, things are not looking good here. Okay. Republican Robert Foster, a former Mississippi state representative and failed gubernatorial candidate, is one of a kind, and that's a good thing. Still, his Cedar Hill Farms... Is that the name of the city? Or his Cedar Hill Farms is the whole name of the city? It's not like multiple farms in Cedar Hill? Okay. It's a frequent location for GOP fundraisers despite his lackluster results at the ballot box and extremist positions. Foster, who authored the state's death penalty law, took to social media to proclaim that transgender people should be executed by firing squad. The law he wrote allows for the state to use the barbaric method too. Ooh. When was the last time we used firing squad to execute someone? Does anyone remember when was the last time? Let's just Google it. Let's just Google it. Good afternoon, Rain. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. Okay. All right. What were we doing? We were searching for... Oh, yes. Firing squad. Firing squad. Last used. Look at that. Okay, Ronnie Lee Gardner was an American criminal who received the death penalty for killing a man during an attempted escape from a courthouse in 1985 and was executed by a firing squad in the state of Utah in 2010. 2010 was the last time. I admit that was a little bit later than I expected. I was thinking like the 1920s or something. 2010? Firing squad? Okay. Okay, let's see. While being moved in April 1985 to a court hearing for the homicide, he fatally shot attorney Michael Burdell in an unsuccessful escape attempt. Convicted of 2 counts of murder, Gardner was sentenced to life imprisonment for the first count and received the death penalty for the second. Okay, a little bit. We've always gone a little bit like back and forth with our justice system here, huh? Okay, Anyway, 2010 was the last time we used the firing squad for death penalty. Honestly, still not a great look. But let's keep reading, okay? Sarah Palin is running for Congress to fight namby-pamby wussy pussy stuff. Okay. Some of y'all still want to try and find political compromise with those that want to groom our school-age children and pretend that men are women, etc. Foster tweeted, I think they need to be lined up against a wall before firing squad to be sent to an early judgment. Ooh. I said what I said, he followed up. The law should be changed so that anyone trying to sexually groom children and or advocating to put men pretending to be women in locker rooms and bathrooms with young women should receive the death penalty by firing squad. Interesting choice of words there, my friend. Very interesting choice of words. Anyone trying to sexually groom children. Do we know any groups that advocate for child marriage? Do we know? Do we know if there are any political groups in the United States today that advocate for loosening the restrictions around the age of consent and the age in which you're allowed to marry another person? Do we know any advocates for that in our U.S. political system? Yeah, Christians. Okay. Republicans. Yeah. Oh, wow. Curious. Are you sure you're claiming what you're claiming here? Mr. Foster? Is that your name? Just look at Tennessee? Yeah, I know. Well, actually, there was something I came across on my feed just a moment ago that I think is actually pretty relevant. Let me see if I can find it again. Ah, yeah. Funny you should say that, Clara. Tennessee Republicans are advancing a bill that creates a separate privileged class of marriage for heterosexual couples, acting as a loophole to the Supreme Court's legalization of gay marriage. The bill would also legalize child marriage by eliminating age requirements. It's basically a get-out-of-jail-free card for people who are committing statutory rape, said a lawmaker on the committee the bill passed out of, sorry. It would establish a common law marriage between one man and one woman, including for children. Yikes! Big yikes. So yeah, you know what, Mr. Foster? Maybe your party would like you to think twice about the choice of words you use there. Just saying. You don't want to aggravate your party. It's the last thing you want to do. Especially if you're a failed candidate who's only good for fundraising for his extremist positions. You're being used as a tool by your party for fundraising purposes, and you're just happily going along with it. They're never going to give you any real power as long as you don't ask for it. So. All right. Let's see. Spencer Ritchie, the former head of the state party, tweeted in response, "The fascist force is strong with this one. Spineless establishment rhinos like you have conceded every fight with the communists when you held power," Foster replied. "Y'all conservatives haven't actually conserved anything. Now the godless have power and they are destroying our country. Soon we will have to deal with this directly. The tweets have since been deleted for violating Twitter's rules." Yeah, of course they have. Of course they have been deleted. Of course they violate Twitter's rules. Politicians are stupid on another level. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. It's because you become so ingrained with life in your circle. You know, being a politician is incredibly busy work. I will tell you that. You are always going. You are not stopping for nothing. You're always doing something. And so it's easy to lose sight of how things look from an outside perspective. It's very easy to lose sight of that. So a lot of people, when they get into political office or something like that, a lot of people will start to develop this this lens which they view the world through, that kind of excludes people outside of it, right? So this would mean like anyone who's not part of the movers and shakers in like DC, for example. Yeah, you would typically not be able to relate to them very well. And that's another reason that I think that, you know, we need term limits on a lot of these politicians, is that the longer it goes on, the worse it gets. And the more disconnected you become from your constituency, the people you're meant to be representing. And you become so ingrained in your own personal thing that you feel entitled to it, you know, so. It's awful. Awful stuff. During his gubernatorial campaign, Foster refused to allow female journalists to ride on his campaign bus as male journalists did. He won less than 18% of the primary vote, even when Mississippi Republicans found him too extreme. Wow. That's it. That's really it. That's the whole article. Let's see if we can find any new info on Mr. Foster. Why don't we do that? Why don't we see if we can find any more? I'm just gonna pull up a second window here. Don't mind me. No, I don't think that's the guy. Oh, is that the guy? No, that's not the guy. Okay. Oh, I see. I guess somebody has been mistaken for our friend Robert Foster, and their name is also Robert Foster. And it looks like we have some more posts from Mr. Foster to go through. They've restricted my page and now constantly delete so many of my posts that they have now made it almost pointless for me to post. My Twitter is now gone, and my Facebook page is on the cusp of being deleted as well. Below is a screenshot of the latest message I received from our speech overlords. I've been thinking and praying a lot about this lately, and from this post on, I will be taking a hiatus from all social media for a while. More time to focus on what's important, my faith, my family, and my business. I've fought for years on here to get the truth out and to hopefully open people's eyes to all the evil that is taking place in the world, evil so clearly being pushed now upon our children. They are on the cusp of destroying the minds of an entire generation. Almost all of our leaders are weak rhino establishment, and they allow it to happen. They do nothing about it but mock us as they retain their power. They claim conservative, yet they conserve nothing. They only retreat time and again. We will all pay a heavy price for this weakness down the road because you simply can't legislate or negotiate with communists. They can't be reasoned with. The media and almost all of America's institutions are corrupted to their core. We are weakened through and through. They control not only the mainstream media, but most all of the internet and social media platforms as well. They lie, they cheat, they manipulate, they slander, and they nearly fully control the narrative. They are clearly doing the work of the devil. This is, a little bit, out there? I don't know what else I can say. One thing they have no control over is God and his awesome power. The evil in this country and the world is growing at an incredible pace. I see it clear as day, and I know so many of you see it as well. I take peace in knowing how all this ends. I know the Lord has a plan. Jesus will return to end the evil, the pain, and the suffering for all. Amen. I will be ready to help put it all back together when it falls apart, and fall apart it will be sooner than later. Okay. That read weird and it tripped me up. And fall apart it will be sooner than later, because now we have the insane running the asylum. Jesus, please save my evil trans ass. I know, right? The weak and the godless hate me because I speak passionately, I speak the truth, I speak boldly, I speak harshly towards evil, and I refuse to apologize for any of it. I fear that if Jesus doesn't return soon, there will come a day when good men will be forced to do bad things in order to dispose of the evil gripping our nation and our world. If that time comes, I will do my part. So many have asked if I will run for office again. I promise I will continue to pray about that. I have no plans to ever run for office again, nor did I ever want to be involved in the first place. I will only run if I am called by my faith to do so. Until then, I will continue to pray for the right words to say at the right time, and to know when to lead and when to follow. Sometimes I fall short of the right words. I am not perfect. Only Jesus was perfect. This is why I pray. God bless all of my fellow patriots, and God bless these United States. Page quality. Page is at risk. Content on a page goes against our community standards, we take it down. But if admins create posts that don't follow the rules, that's considered more serious and can put the page at risk for restrictions. Shared a post as the page that went against our rules on violence and incitement. Shared a post as the page that went against our rules on dangerous individuals and organizations. Dangerous individuals. Interesting. Alrighty, sounds good, Rain. Well, have a good day at work. Hope you have a good time. Anybody that speaks out against the liberal media sodomite machine gets restricted. You don't think it might be using words like sodomite, do you? You don't think that they might have like a word filter? Like a way to detect what words you use and pick up on certain patterns of behavior? No? No? Okay. All right. Well, Facebook is communist. Facebook is communist. I'm a machine. See? Yeah, look. Twitch filtered the word sodomite just now. Twitch filtered the word sodomite. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's that... God. Don't worry, Robert. We know the truth. Don't worry, Robert. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we are behind you and our rhino governor. He's a literal rhinoceros. And his traitor lieutenant governor are scared of you. Maybe you could do emails to us? I'd love to hear more sane opinions. We need a true conservative voice, and how will we be able to change Mississippi if you were silenced? I don't have Twitter, but I stay in Facebook jail for say or sharing the truth. We are not allowed to saw anything against the Rats Party. Top fan. Oh, goodness. Okay. Maybe, and just hear me out. Calling for killing people makes you a horrible human. Certainly no man of God. I suspect when you finally meet Jesus, it will be the first time you know him. Oh, snap! Fucking BTFO! Michael Kramer in here. Oh my god. Oh, snap. You did not just go there. Oh, shit. Oh, man, that was awesome. Yeah, some of this is silly. The truth! The truth! The truth! Okay. So that's Robert Foster, and I guess this is his family.